Hi folks, Michael P. from the Tech Office with a very brief and high overview of Google Classroom. Just a chance for you to kind of see what it can do without going into too many details, really just a teaser about what's available here. So how does this work and where would you find it? Well, first of all, I need to be logged into my pinkneypirates.org email account, which I've done here. I've logged into Chrome using my mpartridge at pinkneypirates.org account, and I've gone to classroom.google.com, and that has gone to my homepage here for my classroom. When you first land here, it will look more like a chalkboard kind of, and there'll be a little arrow pointing right to here, this little plus sign here. That little plus sign that I've got the mouse hovering over here, that is going to be your friend. It's where you're going to have students go, or where it's going to be where you would go to get started at creating these accounts. After you've created a classroom or a class for this, you'll see that it looks more like this. I've created 4 different classes here, and I'll show you what happens when we create a new one. I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button, and you'll see students, teachers both have this plus button, and in there you can either create a class or join a class. We'll talk about what it looks like to join a class here in just a moment, but you can see either of those choices are right here, and let's go ahead and click on create a class so you can see what comes up. So creating a class is pretty easy. You just put in the name of the class and the section. So let's go ahead and create a class, and as you can see, I've got some math and English and science, so let's create a PE class, PE 101, and this will be, let's call it 4th hour, and I'm going to call this Fall 2014 as well, so that I know exactly when I'm using this. I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. What happens now is that Google's going to create this class for us, but it's also going to create a folder for me. So over in my Google Drive, which you can see I'm clicking on a tab here to take me over to my Drive, I have a classroom folder that Google created for me. I had I didn't have to create that, so you don't have to worry about making that yourself. It created the classroom folder, and you'll notice when I go into Classroom here, there are all of these different folders, and one of them is now PE 101 4th hour Fall 2014. So it's paying attention to what I've put in there, and it's creating folders for me where I can store all the things that I want to use for this particular class. So let's jump back over to the classroom here for a moment. Now you can see it put in a default background for me. I can change the theme there. It's got my link showing me who I am there. It's got the name of the course right here, and it's got a link for the stream, which is this main page that shows up here. A list of students that I may have, and an about here as well, so which would tell me about the class. And we'll look at each one of those in just a moment. One last thing up here at the top of the screen I want you to notice is a little menu link. When I click on that, it gives me my list of classes that I've set up already, and you can see there are different colors settings here on the side, and it highlights this in blue because that's the class that I'm currently in right here, is this PE 101. So I'll just click there. You can see I get back to the home page, and right now I have these two set up the same because they have the same theme. But I'll go ahead and click back into this one. Actually, before I click back in there, I'll show you if I need to change the name of the course, I can rename it right here, or I could completely get rid of that class if I needed to, just using those 3 dots right here. But let's get back into that PE 101 class that I just created, and let me show you first how to change the theme, because this looks kind of sciencey. I'd like something a little more athletic. So, oh, here, look at this. There's soccer over here. There is, it looks almost like somebody's skydiving. But let's go up here and choose the basketball theme, and I'll select that. You'll see it will be reflected here, and what's interesting is when we go over here, you'll see it's got a different colored theme there as well. So, all right, the class theme has been updated. We're all set. Here's an area where I can basically, make announcements, etc., and let my class know what's going on by clicking on the announcement tab here, or I can create an assignment. You'll notice there is a tour button here. This little block here that says, welcome to your class, do you want to take the tour? That'll show up on every new class that you create. It's there until you add either an assignment or an announcement, so that it's basically letting you learn more about what's there, and it'll give you a quick little walkthrough highlighting the different areas of the screen on each one of these. So if you forget what you're doing, click on that tour and it'll give you a very quick overview pointing out the things that you need to know on the screen. Now, you'll notice that there is a class code here. That class code is what I would give to students so that they could join the class. And you may recall when we first logged in, when we first got to the welcome screen, I clicked on the plus button, and that was a place where I could add a class. So notice here's my code right here, J9FKYCK. That's my code. So let's go back here to the home page for a moment. If I click on plus and click on join a class, that's where I would enter the code. But I'm not going to join the class because I'm already a teacher in that class, so I'll cancel that for now. Let's get back over here. So there's that code. Now, if you handed out the code and you want to finish having students enroll in there, you can. Remove my browser here just a moment. You can disable or reset that code. So if you reset it, it changes back to it changes to a different code that shows up there, or if you disable, it turns that off so students can no longer enroll in the class. All right, then like I said before, there's a place where you can post an announcement, would be the default. So I can say, welcome to my class, and there we go. And I could link, add an attachment there if I wanted to, link to a document that I have on Google Drive. Maybe I want to post a welcome video that I have, or link to another website that I have. And one of the things that I like about this is that I can actually work in multiple classes at once. So if I create this video, I create a welcome to my class video, and I want to link to that video, I can do a quick search for the welcome video that I've got, and I'll do a search for that, and Guns N' Roses. I won't post that, but perhaps there's something like this that I decide I want to choose. Maybe it's an introduction to myself here. What I can do, this is kind of a neat feature here, is maybe I want to use that for all the classes I teach. Well, I can just hit the drop down here and say, I'm going to use that little announcement across all my classes. So now I've posted this welcome, made this video, and the video may be broad enough that it's just a little bit about me so the students can get to know who I am and some of the expectations I have across any course that I teach. I've just linked that video to every single one of my classes. Once I choose that, see it says 5 classes selected. I'll go ahead and post that. Now any of the classes that I have created will show that announcement. And notice now that my tour is now gone. Just like I said, the tour that was there, it is now gone. I can also then, using this, I can edit or delete this post that I've created, this announcement. So there's a quick link right there. Okay, and then the other piece that you can do here on the stream is create assignments. So in addition to the announcement I've created, perhaps I want to create an assignment. So I'll call this assignment 1, and I can put in a description, do this, and set a due date of September 30. I can set a specific time if I want to. I'm not going to worry about the time right now. I could attach some instructions. I could perhaps link it to a Google Drive item, or just like I did before, a video or a link to another website. Now this is kind of a neat feature using Google Drive. If I'd like to have a template for this assignment, assignment number 1, I'm going to have an assignment that I want them to do something very specific using a document in Google Drive. Once again, move my screen just a hair. I'm going to go back to my Google Drive. And you can see I'm in the classroom folder here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. And I'm going to call that document right here, Assignment 1 Template. And I'm going to click on OK there. So it's called that document, Assignment 1 Template. And I can put instructions in there. Let's say add your 17 paragraphs etc., etc. Okay, so I type in a whole lot of information, and once I've done that, I am going to go ahead and close this document. Again, I created that as assignment 1 template, and that is in my classroom folder. Now I'm going to go back over here to my class that I'm doing in Classroom. Created this class here. And what I'd like to do is link a document. I want to attach this Google Drive item to this assignment 1. So I'll click on that. It's going to open it up and go to my drive. And I'm going to go into the Classroom folder. Remember, that's where I put that assignment. And here is the assignment 1 template. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Add there. So again, I've gone into my drive, to the Classroom folder, and to this assignment 1 template. And I'm going to click on Add. And once I add that, this is where it really gets pretty powerful. They've got that template available, and I can have the students view the file, or I can have them edit the file, or this is really great, I can make a copy for each student. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. That means each student will have their own copy of the file, and it's going to get saved in a way that I will be able to access it through my folder here, back in my drive, in the classes, in the folders of the classes that I have there. So it's automatically going to organize that for me. Now, once I've got this in the way I want it, I can choose Assign. It'll create that assignment, and it's going to put it out here on my class. I've got to give it a moment here while it works. And there's assignment 1 right there. Okay? Now, that's just this area here. You can see I also have, it'll show me who's done and who's not done. And once we have students assigned in here, we can see who's done and who's not done. I'll show you that in another class in just a moment here. Now, let's go back over here to the Student tab. And you'll see there's not a lot of information on here right now because I don't have any students enrolled in my class. I can invite students. What I would recommend is that you just put this code up on your smartboard, and it's only, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters long, so you can just put those 7 characters up on the smartboard and let students have that information so they can enroll themselves, and then they'll show up here in the list. You can remove students if you need to, and this is also nice. Once you have students in here, you can check off who you want to send an email to and email to the students. The class code also shows here that we saw earlier, and you have the same choices. You can reset it or disable it here. And if I choose to reset it, you'll see it just resets it, gives me a new code. Like this code here, if I'm concerned that I don't know if that's a small l or a capital I can just reset it and say, hey, I don't like that one. I'll pick a new one, and there you go. 81A50V. Okay? So that's what's available there in the student area. And in the About area, this is also a pretty neat area because this might be a place where you might want to put something like your syllabus. You can put in a title for the course. So this is optional. Let's put in the course syllabus here. And I won't bother with the description right now. Where does the class meet? There's a link to my email. This is a link directly to the drive for that particular class. Once I've done that, I can add materials down here. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and like I said, I can add materials. So maybe I want to attach a file that I have here. I can upload that, I can drag and drop it here, or I can select something from my drive that's already there. Okay, so I can post all those here. I can even go back and edit what I've posted out here about the course itself. So several options there. Again, that's in the About section, and those are really the 3 sections that you have in each class. Let me show you one where I've got a student enrolled, which is myself, believe it or not. So I'll go out here to the theater history class for a moment, and so you can see, look at this, that announcement that I posted across several classes. There it is. Here's an assignment that I created, and you can see that assignment is not yet done by one of my students that's been enrolled. Here's another assignment, not done yet by my student that has been enrolled. I can see those students here, so you can see I am the student. though I'm a student in a different account there. And if I wanted to remove this student, check the box, I can click on remove. If I want to send an email, check the box, I can send an email. And it just opens up my email, and I'm ready to send an email to that particular student with the info filled in right there. Back to my classroom, and then once again we get into the about, and you can see here's the information that's out there. There's a course syllabus that's listed out there as well. So once you get the students in here, it does become more interesting, especially once you create those assignments, so you can see what's done and what's not done. Now, one more piece that's pretty fascinating here, pretty interesting. I'm going to go back to the home page. A nice little link that shows up. You can see there aren't any assignments in a lot of these classes, but one thing that I didn't show you before was there's a little folder right here. That is a direct link to your Drive folder for that particular class. So if I'm not worried about going in and messing with Math 201's assignments or announcements right now, I don't need to worry about that. I can jump right to the folder and see the work that I may want to look at or the files that I may want to work with by clicking on that link. It takes me right in there, and you can see right here I'm in my Drive, in my classroom folder, in my Math 201 second hour class. And there are the things that I have put in there so far. All right, so again, this is a very quick overview of Classroom and what it can do. There are a lot of features to explore here. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this. I would encourage you to just try it out, see what you think about it, and play around a little bit. How it will be used is really kind of up to you as a teacher. What I really like about it is that it takes that organizational confusion out of the way Google Docs worked before, and it really streamlines that so that you can use that with students in a handy way. That's all I'm going to do for now. There'll be further tutorials on this at a later time. All right, take care.